At this point, throw the whole record label in jail.
Let's talk about it.
Shawty, come and swing my way. We ain't gotta waste no time now, baby. Put that in my face. I just wanna bump and grind on you. On you, on you. Want you on my face, so shawty, come and swing my way.
I want people to have fun. Let's kick back. Let's get into a little tea. Let's not get too crazy, but let's enjoy the sip.
Clock that tea.
But let's get to the chi-chi, the kiki, the internet bull.
Daddy, shot a clock every minute, please.
No, Natalie, you always want to do Betty, shut the clock.
Did you f***ing that apple?
Of course she is, because they don't feed y'all. That's probably the first and last and only meal that she probably had during that. Well, it's Biggie. So, who am I lying to?
Big Dominican, you know Big Biggie don't miss a meal. Big Biggie always gonna find the food.
And I apologize too. I don't want nothing to happen to you too. That's why, I step back because I'm like, we are the injured reserve, and we gotta look out for each other while we're here. Because
Can I get a hug?
yeah,
Okay, you're not
over the table,
Can I sneak?
girl. Yeah, I'm gonna pull you over the table and hug you some more, bitch.
They have them with me, so let them say it.
I'm only
Right.
here for one purpose. What I'm trying to understand.
Wait, hold on. Let me see. Let me show y'all. Cause like, why does everybody look like this? Look at Evelyn. That shit start all the way back here. Speaking of catch up, I got my food here. I need to eat at the same time. I need to do my makeup for the rest of the videos today. So why Tokyo looking like that? Why is Tokyo looking like that? And why does that look like the same wig that Michael Jackson used to be wearing? Tell me you don't.
Let's
Yeah, no, I want to know. I gotta say this.
Let's talk about the
no.
makeup.
Wait. Let me say this, right?
Why I'm hungry again? Why am I hungry again? I should have told this to bring me a steak, egg, and cheese. I think I need to go cook lunch. Akbar, maybe you can decide in my DMs and tell me who the doctor is. Because at this point, Spice, I thought you was from the Caribbean, dear, because Ice Caribbean. Ice the only one from the Caribbean. But apparently not, child. Spice says she from Puerto Rico.
Thank God I'm a loner and I stay in my room and I read my books.
What is Jessica even talking about?
I was literally text messaging producers and employers from top to bottom levels. Like, y'all know what the fuck you saw. People were scared. If you know enough, you likely would be reasonable in being scared. Anything you possibly could, Harvey. A flat tire. I knew all of that was going on. I've known the whole time. I know what's gone on. This is not about his sexuality. That has been a big focus highlighted everywhere. Do you want to know what the judicial system cares about? Crimes. They don't care if a man has sex with a man, a woman, or 18 women. And I believe in the justice system. And the justice system doesn't rate anyone's home over their sexuality. That Diddy was not a safe human and that you should be careful if you're planning on entering any type of relationship with him, from business to personal. On making the band alone, we experienced intimidation tactics. We experienced body shaming, beat downs. And then when we thought we were absolutely nothing, and I'm talking from sleep deprivation to bunkers, it was very like training us to be good soldiers. I can't tell you his intentions because I don't live inside that man's brain. I never plan to, and I pray I never go anywhere close to what that is. Everything is just always about Diddy, and whatever Diddy's narrative is over there, you're being told it from every angle. And you meet a person that is an excellent groomer, what happens is they start to let you know what's wrong with you. That starts to make you question the things that you believe about yourself. This narrative of me, promiscuous, problematic, all that rah-rah, you know, the bad, all the negatives. That's why the only offer I had after being fired on national television in front of the world as a child came from Hugh Hefner. And it was to do the cover of Playboy. I had to work very hard to get anyone to give me an opportunity. Next question, quickest answer. If you do enough work on yourself, you can get to a place where you will be able to distinguish yourself from abusers and toxic.
Okay. What is going on, y'all? It's Santana, aka Chi, and we are back for another Let's Talk About It. Okay, because girl, because when Aubrey speak up, okay, don't nobody listen. Okay, listen. I mean, I guess that's just how it goes for every Aubrey in the world. Well, maybe not Drake. Okay, but for me, for Aubrey O'Day, I have some things to say, and we're not gonna be here for a long time. We're gonna be here real quick with it. Okay, Dawn has come out, and now all of a sudden she wanting to make statements. But years ago, when Aubrey O'Day kept trying to get the girls of Danity Kane to come together and say something, Dawn didn't want to. She ain't want to. They let Aubrey seem like she was problematic and the one with the mouth and da-da-da-da. But now all of a sudden, people finding courage. And I know y'all hate when people ask, why now? But I'm going to ask whatever I want to ask. Oh, why now? Why now do you want to speak up? After you done benefited? Oh, because you're no longer benefiting? Because you done released platinum albums and done went on tours and all of this, that, and the third, and had to start back from the bottom? Is that now why we suddenly starting to speak up? Like, you had all of this time. Remember, Danity Kane had split apart, and you was the only one out of the group. The only one out of the group that Diddy decided to call back into his good graces. Okay, like, so you was riding on Diddy's coattails. We've been hearing about Diddy rumors for years, and we was looking towards you and Lorianne Gibson to come out and confirm something or deny something. But now you want to speak up? I'm sorry. So yes, I'm sorry. Y'all can get mad. Oh, why? Don't ask why now. And you know, some people be scared. Girl, all of that. I have some things to say and some questions to ask. And we're going to do that after y'all going to like this video.
He say with them deals, he cook it up like he making hella meals. He do it up, bitch, I be gone off half a pill. I'm high as fuck. I'm trying to tell you, he the homie for real. Little nigga, that's my pug. Yeah, that's my pug. He already know what's up. Go to him, he hook it up. No, you cannot get a cut. Bitch, I'm hard to fuck it up. If you asking, that's a dub. This real nigga, that's my pug. He just save me from your bullshit.
Now, I don't know which video it was that I did. Okay, because as you can see, I did a plethora of, I'm eating a candy straw, if y'all want to remember what I'm showing. But I had did a plethora of Diddy videos where I basically spoke on what was going on. And then one of the videos, or it could have just been in a random video, but I told y'all that more Diddy news was going to come out around the end of September. I told y'all. I said around the 17th, it's a lot that's going to be going on for a lot of people. Give or take 2 weeks or so. Okay? It could be a week forward. It could be a week after. But this whole window between, we're just going to say now to about October 11th, is going to be stuff coming out. And I specifically warned y'all in several videos. I said, keep a good lookout on Diddy, on Jay-Z, on Beyonce, Justin Bieber, Chris Brown. I gave y'all a list of names, but I know I most definitely said Diddy. Sky don't miss, baby. Sky don't miss. Okay. So, yeah. So let's get into the news that came out today. Oh, by the way, if you didn't know, the podcast is up and running. Okay. So go on Apple Music and Spotify and listen to that. Okay. And just to throw something out there, if you don't know, I decided to randomly, I had been sitting on the podcast idea for years, but I randomly decided to just get up and do it. And normally I would try to book film. So I'm just saying that to say, give me a chance to work up to consistency. Okay. I'm trying to be I want the show to be 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, but give me a chance to build up to consistency because I did not have a chance to bulk film. So I'm trying to actively do the show, but at the same time, take care of YouTube and Patreon. Okay. Because the show being that it's new, I got to record the episodes. I have to edit, and that could be like a whole 4 to 5 hour process for one. You know what I'm saying? That's why the content on the channel has been suffering a little. So the podcast will be a lot more consistent as I'm able to bulk film and, you know, but I just had to get started. Okay. I just had to get started. You know, some of y'all be waiting till all your ducks is in a row to try. Now, get your ass up and just get to it. Get started. Okay. So the podcast is there. There's 2 episodes that dropped already. If I'm able to drop an episode today, I will. If not, the one will come tomorrow. But it's up and going. Go listen to it. But let's go ahead and get into this story right here. Let me copy and paste the link over. Okay, so former Danity Kane member Dawn Richard sues Diddy for sexual abuse, assault, claims she also witnessed Diddy violently beat Cassie and abuse Kim Porter. Since when? How? And see, let me say this. I am a huge Dawn Richard fan. Like, I feel like the best vocalist of all time, in my opinion, is Dawn Richard, Tamar Braxton, Brandy, and Beyonce. Because the things that they can do with their voices and their harmonies and backgrounds, they just have the best harmonies of all time to me. Like, I love it. So Dawn Richard has always been one of my faves. Like, I love Golden Heart. Oh my God. Return of a Queen, Save Me From You, Bombs Away, like Golden Heart, Wild and Free. Like, I could go on and on. Billie Jean, I could go on and on and on. Bubblegum. I love Dawn Richard. Like, I'm a huge fan of hers, like almost stan of hers. Love her, and I wish she was so much further. However, I'm sorry, I'm questioning the fact that she wants to come out now. Like, no, y'all not gonna be. Listen, let me tell y'all what y'all not gonna do. At least not over here. Go do that shit on the Shade Room. Go do that shit everywhere else, bitch. I'm here to get my motherfucking opinion, so that's what I'm gonna do. Miss me with that whole, oh, I'm so scared and I'm so tired of that. Because you know how many people sit here and play on y'all motherfucking face every single day because they know that they're gonna have a team of motherfuckers, gullible motherfuckers like y'all, that's gonna rally behind them and be like, no, we have to protect this person. We have to protect them because they have a vagina. We gotta protect them because of their skin color. We gotta protect them because they're a woman. We gotta protect them because of no, stop. It's 2025. If you don't realize by now that when you speak out, you will be protected, that there's actual evidence and proof of that, I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear anything in 2025. There should be no reason why we should still be having cases of people being in domestic violent relationships by being in abusive households and partnership. Like, because at this point, I'm starting to feel like some people just want to be professional victims. This is not 1984 where it's like, I was scared to speak up. I didn't know. I thought he was going to blow my house up. I thought he was going to kill. It's so much evidence out there of people escaping and the world rallying behind them that you the dumbass if you stay in said situations. And I'm sorry, especially with the whole Diddy and Cassie situation in a way that it captivated the world. Like, everybody should have started speaking like a canary. Everybody. So yes, I am questioning everybody who's still, after seeing how the world rallied around Cassie, trying to take this man down, even though he's not going to go down. That's a whole other story. But seeing the support, the love and outward support for Cassie. Anybody else who did not choose to speak, you're dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb. And we need to start calling that shit the fuck out. Y'all is too selfish. Oh, I didn't want to lose my job and my livelihood. I got kids. I got a family to take care. Okay, so then the abuse wasn't that bad then. The abuse must not have been that bad then. Because I'm sorry. When you get sick and tired of being sick and tired and you come from abuse, then you do anything to not go through it no more. But if you put in things of flesh and materialistic shit over your over your morals and your ethics, that says a lot. That says a lot. You know that somebody is sitting here getting chained up to the wall, sitting here getting beat like a goddamn punching bag. You know that all of this, that, and the third is going on, but you worried about paying rent. Like, And it's not that I'm not an adult and I don't pay rent myself. Like I get it. Times it's hard for everybody, especially for a Dawn who was at the top of her game and then literally went bankrupt and you know, didn't have money and had to start all over and get it out the money. I get all of that. I get all of that. I'm not about to go homeless just to protect this girl because she gonna be okay. But then what's gonna happen to me? I get that. But come out and say that. Come out and say that. Miss me with the I was scared. No. No, let's keep it real. And I think that's also the problem that I have. Let's start keeping it real. Let's start keeping it a buck. I knew that nigga was doing shit, but I wasn't going to say anything because I had to provide a roof over my head. Once I made sure that my roof was secure, okay, now I can speak up. It sucks. I hate that it had to be like that, but I mean, and yeah, even then, I'ma still look at you sideways, but I'ma respect it more than whatever fucking dumb excuse that Dawn is about to give now. Because you was the main person by Diddy's side, the main person by his side. He broke up Danity Kane. He's the reason y'all split the fuck up. He made Aubrey seem like the problem. When Aubrey came out and tried to get all of y'all to help her, y'all said no and turned y'all backs on her. I wish I could find an interview clip, but she said there was like only one other girl. And I believe she even said, and it wasn't Dawn. And it wasn't the other one, Audrey, or whatever her name was. I think it might have been like Shannon or D Woods. I don't know. But that's my point. It's like, I'm sorry. Something needs to be said about people who witness violence and witness stuff like this going on, but choose to benefit. That will never stand well with me, and y'all will never bully me into making me feel like I'm wrong for asking questions or getting upset at people who don't want to speak up. Because see, when you've actually been through fucking abuse and you've actually had to fight all of your life on your own, that shit is traumatizing as hell. Not only to experience and go through, but to then turn around and witness somebody else doing that while other people continue to benefit and profit off of said abuse, and then not say anything, but then want to come out and then benefit and profit off the hero story. Like they want to like try to be a hero after. Like, no, you don't get no passes. You don't get no passes. You watch me get my ass kicked. You watch me get my face beat in, and you didn't say a thing. I get it. You had rent. You had this, that, and the, okay, cool. But at what point do you find a way? Like y'all know how to be cute and creative any other time. Let there have been a dick involved. Y'all would have found a way to jump through hoops and bounds to make sure y'all got that nigga off scot-free or help that nigga. But when it comes to somebody getting abused and X, Y, and Z, all of a sudden it's mom's the word. I got bills to pay. I got a family to take care. I got miss me with that. Miss me with that. And I'm supposed to sit here as the victim. I'm supposed to sit here and be okay with that. Like, you literally witnessed me damn near lose my life. You saw what I went through. You didn't say anything because it benefited you to shut the fuck up. And then now you want to come out like you some sort of hero. Now you want to have a story to tell. Now you want to fake pump, act like you comfortable now. No, you benefited until it stopped benefiting you. Now that there ain't no more coins, now that the coin well is drying up, now that there's no more opportunities, now you feel like, oh, it's safe enough now to come out and tell my story. I'm sorry, I will never respect it. And I will never respect those of y'all on social media who bully other people and try to, why not? Shut the fuck up. Because if more of y'all motherfuckers were speaking up, half of this shit wouldn't even be occurring. Why y'all think these niggas be feeling so powerful to do what it is that they do? Because they know that it's going to be gullible, dumbass motherfuckers out there. But let's get into the story. I ain't even mean to rant like that so early on in the video, but I'm sorry. It will never not piss me, or it will never not piss me off. Like, you saw what was going on and you held on to that dark secret. Like, so you mean to tell me there's no way for you to get creative and figure out a way to where you can expose what's going on without it falling back on you? There's no way possible. You couldn't have filmed something. Like, come on now. Because we can take it back to elementary school. Even then, we was all sitting there playing on the phone, doing secret three-way calls. Like, come on. Come on. You couldn't take your phone and secretly record some footage? Y'all know how to do that shit when it comes to posting the OnlyFans though, right? Huh? Y'all know how to set up cameras around the room then? Huh? Y'all know how to do it when it comes time to exposing a rapper? Huh? Girl. But it says in her suit, she alleges Diddy sexually abused her. She also claims to have and I need to know what sexual abuse is. Because in 2024, y'all be putting 20 on 10. Did he R-word you? Did he try penetration? Did he what is it? Because the sexual advance, some people be trying to lie and act like that's rape. Some people be trying to put 20 on 10. And I'm sorry, miss me with the, but that's her story. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I need to know what it is. Like, I hate when we use all of these general terms. No, say what it is. This nigga tried to penetrate me. This nigga pulled out a condom, tried to stick his dick in my mouth. Like, what's going on? Because if a mother can just look like, I need to know. Because at some point, we also not going to act like it's not plenty of people that's sitting here just trying to pile on to see what they can get out of the situation. Even though we know Diddy's a monster, I need to know exactly what happened. Because it's mighty convenient that now we getting this information. According to the suit obtained by TMZ, Dawn Richard says she got caught in Diddy's web as a participant on his show, manipulating her by promising to advance her singing career if she relented to his alleged twisted demands. The former Danity Kane member said during on-set auditions, Diddy called female contestants fat. And this is what we're not about to do. Now we're taking it all the way back to making the band. If it was so bad then why did you make the band? Huh? You not only made the band, but then you came back, did a reality show with making the band. Then you turned right around and did another fucking group. Diddy Dirty Money with Kalina. See, this is what I be talking about. Now we just we pulling shit out of thin air. We're going to reach all the way back to 2004. Like you didn't make several decisions on your own after that. So what y'all telling me is it's okay for people like Aubrey to sit there and speak up. Like we all sitting here at the kitchen cafeteria table talking about the boss, talking about what's going on. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing when Aubrey get called out and Aubrey gets fired because Aubrey is the one that's mouthy in the problem, even though everybody in the workplace had the same thinking. But now all of a sudden, when you want to speak out 20 years later, we are supposed to sit and pay attention after Aubrey has already endured all of the kicking of the back and getting punished, and that'll never be fair to me. That'll never be fair to me. And I'm sorry. If that's what comes with dying on the sword by being the first to say something, then there needs to be some sort of punishment or backlash for people who wait. I'm sick of the princess treatment for people who decide to wait at the people who, like, it's not fair. It is not fair. Aubrey tried to tell y'all and motherfuckers told her to shut the fuck up. But now we supposed to just buy that and everybody got to listen to Dawn because now she's speaking up 20 years after the fact, after Aubrey has already been punished and had her back kicked in. It's not fair. It's not. In 2005, the court docs say Dawn saw another of Diddy's former girlfriends, Kim Porter, crying as she left the music studio with her face all banged up. It was then Dawn said she realized Diddy was capable of violence and her life could be in danger. A year later, Dawn was present when Diddy was first introduced to Cassie, invading her space while he transfixed on her in a predatory fashion, according to the docs. In 2009, she said she personally witnessed Diddy, high on drugs, throw Cassie against the wall, choke her, and drag her up a flight of stairs. Dawn, all of this is bullshit. Dawn says Diddy also hurled a scalding pan of eggs at Cassie while yelling, "I've been asking you for my shit. I can't stand you, bitch. You never do it right." On other occasions, Dawn says Diddy socked Cassie in the face and wrapped his hands around her throat, attempting to strangle her inside his LA mansion. At some point, Dawn says she and others, including her Diddy Dirty Money bandmate Kalina, showed her support to Cassie and advised her to leave Diddy. So Diddy, who found out about the conversation and threatened, y'all bees don't get in my relationship. Don't tell my bee what she need to be doing. Just make my money and shut the F up. And I end artists. I shove careers. You could be missing. Y'all bees want to die today. Meanwhile, Dawn says she too became a victim of Diddy's abuse, forcing her to rehearse 48 hours at a time without sleep. As a result, she says she dropped a lot of weight and became dehydrated and fatigued while suffering. So why did you want to go back to him? I know for a fact, because I follow Dawn on Twitter, or at least at one point I was. Because every time I tweet anything Dawn, her fan pages automatically retweet it. And I know for a fact within like the last year, I saw something where she literally said, I want to do a Diddy Dirty Money reunion. I literally just saw an interview or her on Instagram, but I feel like it was an interview. I forgot with who, but I feel like I saw her in an interview. It was when she was on tour, because I remember she came to Webster Hall in New York, I think. It was around the time of her tour. It was definitely within the last year. I saw her do an interview where she felt like Diddy Dirty Money was ahead of its time, and she would love to bring that group back during today and do like a reunion tour. So Dawn, miss me with all of this. I'm sorry, miss me with all of this, Dawn. I know for a fact I saw that, because I immediately after she said it, I said, oh shit, I forgot all about that album. Let me go ahead and download the album. I mean, I still had the of my life, I still had that song and Last Night downloaded, but I said, let me go ahead and download Coldest Train in Paris, because I was like, the way that she's speaking, she made it seem like the album was just that good and that legendary. And I had never heard the album in totally, you know, like the whole thing. So it made me go download the app. Like, that's how I know for a fact. But now a year later, okay, girl. Okay. Dawn says she too became a victim of Diddy's abuse, forcing her to rehearse 48 hours at a time. She says one time Diddy demanded she come to his Miami home where he was only wearing underwear. When she asked him to put on clothes, Diddy refused, screaming, "This is my effing house." Diddy's treatment of Richard got worse. I'm waiting on the sexual abuse. Diddy's treatment of Dawn got worse when she says between 2009 and 2011, Richard says Diddy once barged into her dressing room while she was naked at his recording studio. She says Diddy inappropriately touched her breast and butt. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. We're not about to protect that black women shit. Oh, we're not doing it today. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. This is the same man that you wanted to go back on tour with. This is the same man that you wanted to do a reunion album with. Because she said out her own mouth, I never wanted the group to end. Probably playing around. Yeah, like, and see that be the thing too. That's why I'd be like, I need more specifics when people start saying sexual assault and abuse and because anything can be deemed that. Anything can be deemed that now in 2024. And somebody playing around too much, if somebody feels uncomfortable, they can automatically go and say that you was trying to sexually abuse them and imply that you was trying to R-word them. And really, it's just like, girl, they was just playing around too much. It's like if I have a friend, like, I've seen my friends naked. Well, I don't have no friends no more, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen friends naked, and you know, if we like smack each other on the ass or whatever, okay, cool. But if one time they just not feeling it, they not in the mood, they can easily go and be like sexual abuse type shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, come on now, come on, no. Diddy said she also locked her in a car. She says, also locked her in the car with a heavily tinted windows for 2 hours as she screamed for help, even calling her dad for help. Let me see the phone records. Dawn claims her dad traveled from Baltimore to New York to free his daughter and confront Diddy, threatening to report him to the police. But she says Diddy told her dad, think about your daughter and think about your daughter's career. Girl. Because of course he said that. Of course those are the exact words that he said, because that's the exact words that automatically come to people's mind. Like, I know when I'm being manipulated into a story. So you mean to tell me Diddy said to your father the most generic shit? Okay. My allergies is acting up. Let's see what they saying on Twitter. I mean, on the Shade Room. Girl. The way he treated Danity Kane, I believe every word. When Aubrey was talking about it, she was defending Diddy. So when did she decide to change her mind? Right. Maybe when she was secure in her own life. That's okay. Okay. This said she actually agreed with Aubrey, but didn't say exactly why, but she always supported Aubrey. No. Support Aubrey as in if she want to speak out, she can speak out. But I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything to add. She gave one of them very PC, very I'm gonna play the middle, very much like I don't want no problems with Aubrey, and like she tried to make it look like, oh, that's Aubrey's situation. If that's Aubrey's experience or Aubrey wants to speak out, then okay, cool. But like we're not going to make it seem like she was standing in solidarity with Aubrey because she was not doing that. Diddy is a monster, period. Diddy is a monster, period. Another cover up and setup, but y'all not ready for that conversation. Y'all not ready for that conversation. And that's a download that I got in 5th grade. And that's when I knew I was psychic. Because then the research backed it up. Oh, I didn't even notice this. But I don't care. I'm not getting into all of that. The things that I can say about, and I'm a stand, but with this Virgo eclipse coming up, this Pisces eclipse coming up, she's preparing to leave. And I feel like it's going to be made to look like I'm bowing out because the industry doesn't respect me. Remember I said it here. I told y'all months ago they was preparing to leave. I said that months ago. 25 to 2027. But I feel like I feel like the public is being manipulated into thinking I'm bowing out because the industry doesn't respect me, so let me leave while my legacy is intact type shit. Remember I said that because y'all know I do not miss. Y'all know I do not miss. Okay? Just like I feel like we were supposed to get the visuals at one point, but then we didn't. Because then she wanted to make it a whole like immersive experience between the concert and the album and the films and da-da-da. And now I don't know if we'll ever get them. Honestly. I don't. But I definitely think it's all, whether we get it or not, is tied into her disappearing. Let me see if I can find that interview with Dawn. I feel like it was on YouTube. And I feel like it was with somebody I know. Dawn Richard, Diddy Dirty Money. Like I feel like I'm seeing an image in my head of how she was sitting. I feel like she was sitting on a bed or like in front of a microphone. It was clearly like in like almost like a bedroom almost. I feel like I'll know when I see it. No, it wasn't that long ago. It was within the last year. It was definitely within the last year. Yes, I feel like it was with Richie Sky. It was. Okay, yes.
Dawn Richard of the,
like to stay long.
Right. Like I said, it was in a bedroom somewhere. Where is it at?
Indicted in a story.
Please tell me there's timestamps. This was the interview. I knew it was in the bedroom. And I said sitting in front of Mike. Child. Where is it at? When was this interview dropped? May 4th, 2023. Was it this? I remember watching this though. I did say a year ago. So maybe
Stolen money.
This.
These are all things that are happening, and no one's giving us the manual. Yeah, the fans were so. I think you guys are the reason we survived so long. No one thought we would be that big, and then they knew we had to win. Every label wants a SZA now. That's a truth, right? Make sure you
go ahead and like this video while I search for this audio. Because I'm almost positive it's this video because the timeline is adding up. I remember this image, but it may not be in this video. Let me find the audio.
Just get so excited.
No money, but I had my name. Yeah.
Get a job for the day. A bitch might change and a ball for the day.
Experimental?
Yeah, because I left part got me off my feet with me. And so I would work with people who were not popular. Everybody kept saying, don't do it. Don't do that. They're going to hurt you. They're going to hurt you. And every time I'd be like, nah. And every time they would. Every time they would. But it was never about the girls as much as it was about the fans. And the money was good. That's a buck. Like, to be truthful, I'm going to be 1,000. I get paid more to be standing next to a multiracial girl group than I do on my own. Mind you, I write the same songs that I sing. But if I stand, put our big bra.
Hold on. Let me go through my notes. Because I know I felt the way watching this interview, but I don't remember how I felt because I don't remember exactly what she said. But I think it's like the first time I heard her like be victim, I guess. Let me see if I have any notes because I usually write down. No.
Bras on, and we never really do.
Some concert dates out there as well.
Gene. And so yeah, I don't know. I think you take it as you want to, or Polo Ladon or Jimmy Iovine, or it's real life, and you're doing it consistently. Years old, and that was your life.
Girl, I don't have time. I got other videos to get to. I'm gonna see if I can find something because I know for a fact she said it. She said it in that video, or it was another one that I watched. Like I said, I'm a fan of Dawn, so you know if I see anything of her, I try to watch it.
She wasn't happy, and so he just put her in that category. D could have stayed, but at that point, he was like, "You want, you with it, you go." And so they had this idea was put out to the world that Puff had this thing with me. That after we finished and he definitely happened, I was Katrina had happened, we were in Baltimore. I was 7 months in my house with no money.
Right.
Just like, what is going on?
So people thought you and Puffy were an item?
No, they thought he had picked me as an artist.
I know that. I know that.
Yeah, as a solo
But
artist.
did people think y'all?
No.
Wait, I remember, unless she's telling the same exact story again, I remember her explaining this. Come on, 222. Everybody say, hey, Spirit.
Then I started taking the train, the New Orleans hustle and us, right? I took the train to New York.
Okay, let's see if I can find that interview. Dawn Richard interview. Please have timestamps. I can't do it.
Skin can't take it. So I want to just say,
I want to be like Artist X. One of the original.
Self.
Yeah.
He was P. Diddy. But I know him as Puff because, you know, like that was what we called him. I had an interesting journey with him.
His name is Sean. Right?
Sean Combs.
I'm Sean also.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
There we go.
The Sean greatness factor.
I can't stand it. I can't. It spills over.
You know? Yeah.
Tell
me about your meeting.
I hate it.
They ain't gonna be able to fit out the door in a minute.
Oh,
the greatness just bleeds off me. But that wasn't the case. We got to we auditioned in the Apollo Theater.
He was trying to make diversity.
Yeah, but in a time when that wasn't.
So where did it come from?
They said MTV told them that. They said MTV that affected the group members. So Puff, right? We were in we got called back and he said, I'm taping this. And we got in and we sat in this Scooby-Doo white van and we all said, you know what? We're not gonna say nothing. Let's just say we cool. Let's get a third album and let's like go in.
I remember this fucking interview. I definitely remember this interview. I don't know how long ago I watched it. I feel like it was within the last year. I remember this interview. I don't know if I saw DJ Richie Sky's interview first and it made me want to go find this interview, but I remember this interview. And I feel like it was recent that I watched it.
That affected the group. The lead, you this, you that. And it started to filter within us as a group. And because we had no one caring about the containing that structure, because we were babies. We were 17, 18, 19. It fell apart. What
was the last straw for you?
We did a show at Six Flags and we were all in different trailers.
Which one? Atlanta, California?
We were in the West Coast, Texas. And we all came in different cars and we all were in different trailers. And I was like, this is wild. And I found out later that Aubrey had like full-on relationships with our managers. And I didn't even know the girl. She had like a full-on relationship. Like there was a lot of like
that was her boo?
She was having relationships. So she was protected in the sense and it didn't make other people comfortable. And I think that was the last straw. She was getting offers to go do Broadway without the group. Wow. We would perform and she wouldn't show up.
So you were done. I'm out of here.
No, we were doing shows and we would be like, let's go. And then just, she wasn't there. She didn't come. And that affected the group members. So Puff, right. We were we got called back and he said, I'm taping this. And we got in, we sat in this Scooby-Doo white van and we all said, you know what? We're not going to say nothing. Let's just say we cool. Let's get a third album and let's like go in and tell them we Gucci. Let's get this money. And everybody in the car was like, bet. Then we get in the room and he says, I'm hearing y'all having problems. Y'all talking reckless. What's going on? And Aubrey was really mouthy at that time. But here's the thing. A woman should be able to say what she want to say. So at that time, she felt like she had issues.
I definitely remember this exact interview. I remember this exact interview because I remember my initial reaction was Aubrey never lied. Aubrey never lied. And Aubrey was always made to seem like the problem. Like always made to seem like the problem. Mind you, she has her problematic ways. We're not going to excuse her of that, but y'all know how I feel. I'm a very unbiased person. And I like to be matter of fact with it. Okay? So I mean, side deals and stuff like that, obviously, that's all fucked up and whatnot. But I tell y'all all the time, listen to what people say, how they say it, and what they're not saying, because it tells you a lot. Because if the narrative out there is that Aubrey is a problem, then you're gonna say certain things like, yeah, Aubrey's mouthy. Yeah, Aubrey always talks a lot. Yeah, like, you understand what I'm saying? Because it's to keep that narrative alive for whatever motive.
He asked her how she felt, and they went, well, we know you have a deal with Dawn as a solo artist. And I was like, wait, what? So like we had a conversation in the car, and then it did not happen that way.
Right.
So then they had a whole thing about Puff picking me as a solo artist, and that he had chosen me. And I was sitting at the table like it was the Twilight Zone. I was like,
he did?
No, the world wants to know.
Yeah.
Did you have a side
deal? No.
So where did it come from?
They said MTV told them that. They said MTV had told them that Puff, because Aubrey was really close with the crew. She had a relationship, and I had no, like I was sitting at the table and my face was confused the whole like table. I was like, what's going on? And he fired her.
Were you guys, during the time of Danity Kane, were you guys pursuing other interests?
No.
I'm just trying to figure out where the rumor would come from.
No, the only person that was pursuing other stuff was Aubrey. Aubrey had an opportunity, and my thing was I was cool with it. I felt like, go get it. Like I never cared because I was just happy to be there. Like I had no problems. But other girls they would have issues, and we would talk about it, and my dumb self would be like, okay, let's have a meeting. And I tried to moderate it. And I became the girl that everybody thought I had an issue. And I was like, well, whole time y'all don't really care. I don't really care.
So what was Puffy's response when they said that you guys had a side deal? What did
he fired Aubrey on national television because he didn't like the way she was controlled. This is the thing. Puff built Aubrey up. He built her up on television. You made her a star. Like he called her, you the only white girl with black. He did that, and then she felt it.
It was Frankenstein.
She
it was the classic Frankenstein.
And so she came back. Her titties was done. She came back and it was like, I'm that girl, as she should. He made her that, but then he got mad because the direction of the group wasn't what he wanted the direction of the group to be.
I mean, you create the monster, and then the monster kills you.
I just want y'all to be mindful of the story that she's telling versus how she, I know the smacking gets on some of y'all nerves, but y'all give a fuck. I will smack you, okay? Just be mindful of the story she's telling now versus the story she's telling in an interview versus the story that she's retelling now in real life.
Started talking to him, and he allowed her as a white woman, she felt she could talk to. He allowed her to talk to him any kind of way. And me and D could not talk to Puff that way because we would be the angry black women. That would not fly. He gave her that leniency, so she got real comfortable.
Started smelling herself.
Well, she felt herself an equal,
right?
Because on the streets she was hanging with Kim Kardashian. She had the field. She had every right. She had every right. And he was like, "Oh no, but."
If you don't notice what's going on, she's protecting Diddy and she's placing everything on Aubrey. And this is why I was saying earlier, that whole, I support Aubrey, but acting like you stand in solidarity, but you don't. It's like you trying to act like you stand in solidarity with another woman, but like really I don't want to say male identified, but like she's protecting Diddy here. And y'all can say for whatever reason, she got to come back. Okay, no. But you're driving home the narrative that Aubrey is problematic under the guise of, but that's still my girl though. I still love women. I still love Aubrey. You like pay attention to what she's saying and how she's saying it.
Let me let you feel this real fast.
Reel you in.
Yeah, I'm like worth. I'm on billion.
I'm going to show you better than I can tell you.
And his pride, and he said, "Fired," boom, like that. And I was like, and then D spoke up, and she wasn't happy, and so he just put her in that category. D could have stayed, but at that point he was like, you where do you go? And so they had this idea was put out to the world that Puff had this thing with me, that after we finished and he definitely happened, Katrina had happened, we were in Baltimore. I was 7 months in my house with no money.
Right.
Just like, what is going on?
So people thought you and Puffy were an item?
No, they thought he had picked me as an artist.
I know that.
Yeah, as a solo
But
artist.
did people think y'all?
No, but I think they may have. I don't know. I was so busy confused as to what was the next step.
Right.
Because they were based in New York and I was in Baltimore just sitting there like, what is happening?
I know she didn't just say Katrina. Let me go to Google. I don't want to leave off this page and then have an ad pop back up, but let me look at because I know she didn't say Katrina. I know damn well she didn't say Katrina. Because I know for a fact that the second album came out when I was in high school, because I remember dancing to the songs and playing around when I was in a musical, and that was my sophomore year. So she said Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina was 2005. Danity Kane was put together in 2006 and 2007. And this is at the time at the end of the second album when they broke up, which is now 2008. So let me make sure. Let me make sure I'm not speaking out of turn. Hurricane Katrina was when? Hurricane Katrina was in 2005. So why is she mentioning Hurricane Katrina in 2005, which happened in 2005 when? Let me back it up because I know I'm not dumb.
E&D spoke up and she wasn't happy, and so he just put her in that category. Katrina had happened. We were in Baltimore. I was 7 months in my house with no money.
Right.
Just put out to the world that Puff had this thing with me. That after we finished and he definitely happened, Katrina had happened. We were in Baltimore. I was 7 months in my house with no money.
Right.
Just like what?
Maybe she's trying to say that Katrina happened, then she moved to Baltimore, then she signed up for Danity Kane, but that's a weird placement to just bring up Hurricane Katrina when at this point, when Danity Kane broke up, Katrina had happened 3 years prior. Again, this is why you have to listen to everything that people are saying. It's easy to make a slip up. We all do it, but like Hurricane Katrina and like with like how does that act? Like, so I'm gonna just assume that what she means is like I was in New Orleans still. Then I got the opportunity to be a part of Danity Kane, and Danity Kane and the funding of that money is what helped me and my family move from NOLA to Baltimore. I'm gonna just give her the benefit of the doubt and think that's what she's trying to say, because Hurricane Katrina was in August 2005. And the group got together around 05, 06 and broke up in 08. So
is going on.
So people thought you and Puffy were an item?
No, they thought he had picked me as an artist.
I know that. I know that.
Yeah, as a solo
But
artist.
did people think y'all?
No, but I think they may have. I don't know. I was so busy as confused as to what was the next step.
Right.
Because they were based in New York and I was in Baltimore just sitting there like, what is happening right now? And so after the first month of just sitting around, like, because at that point our business manager was indicted. We lost money. Like it was crazy.
Wow.
Like, and meantime, guess who bought me out of a contract? So guess who was still on the label? I was.
You was still on the
label.
Yeah.
And I was hearing that
recuperables.
And I was hearing rumors that Puff was known for putting people on shelves. Like you would just be on the label and I don't have a whole, like Sherry Dennis hadn't even had her first album. She was signing Puff for like 10 years.
Right,
and I was like, oh my God, I'm about to just have no career ever again.
Collect dust.
I'm about to just
You're on payroll, right?
No, no.
No, he was already knee deep after he bought out the contract.
No, I
he
had
still
no
was
money.
on recuperables.
I had no money and I had only the money that I had
to
given.
make him more.
And yet you decided to stay. Y'all gonna miss me with this whole I stay silent, they stay silent for their career and their family. Like McDonald's don't exist. If I wanted to work at McDonald's, I could be there right now. You know how easy that application is? I filled out thousands upon thousands of McDonald's applications in my lifetime. It's so easy. Like y'all be acting like people be having no job opportunities. It's like this is the only thing they can do. No.
Oh my.
Yeah, so then I started taking the train, the New Orleans hustling us, right? I took the train to New York and I was like, Puff, can I just take the shitty studio, like the small studio and just write? And he was like, cool, on your dime. So I would take the train back and forth and I would just write. And I would write like 5 to 6 songs a day. And I would just email it to him. And I did that for 7 months. He didn't have heard from him. He was just like, whatever. And then I got a call and he was like, oh, yo, I'm doing this group project. It's called Project 27. And I'm thinking about having maybe Brandy and K Young and me. Like, I'm gonna do a soul vibe. And I like.
Now imagine that. Imagine if Sonia Norwood allowed Brandy to go over there and be with Diddy. But Sonia and Brandy ain't no motherfucking better. Because Brandy, what the fuck was in that note? What the fuck was in that note that Whitney gave you the night she got killed? The same night your brother allegedly provided her with the drugs. Right. This whole industry is corrupted.
He'd be one of the writers. And I was like, hell yeah, cool. I'll just be a writer. I won't be an artist anymore. I'll just be a writer. Because, at that time, Esther Dean, all these girls was making mad money as writers. Right. So I was like, cool. So I went to New York and I just started writing. And I was getting these insane tracks, y'all. Like tracks you had never heard of, like Prince level tracks. And I think about going from Danity Kane and then getting records from like, Rodney Jerkins and like all this like
musically gifted producers.
Like insane. And I was just like, oh my God, like writing. And I'm like, this is, and I would get records and I would hear this other girl on it and she was dope. And I was like, I don't know who this is, but this is dope. So I would do my voice with her voice. And then I got a call and Puff was like, I want you to go to Atlanta and go in the studio with Rodney Jerkins and this girl named Kalina. And I was like, okay. I went in that studio and I was like, I had never seen excellence at that level. Like Kalina was so dope to me and so incredible. And they were just doing these sick. We did that for a week, and the records we did together. She inspired me. She motivated me. And again, I had just come from a group where it wasn't that. It wasn't that. We were very much like leftover and a leftover idea to something that was so next level. And then I got a conference call, like 2 months after that. And then Kalina and I was on the phone. He was like, yeah, so, I'm very grateful for both of y'all. And I want to know, would y'all be in my group? And me and Kalina was like, hell yeah, we're in your group. Like, yeah. And after.
The same man that you said is going around abusing, do we need to go back to what you said? Oh, okay, because we want to correct that bad. Girl, listen, that's you getting your head knocked in, not me. Not me. Okay, listen, that's cute for you, but see me, I'm gonna take this opportunity. I'm gonna change my life with Diddy. Even though he said that he known the show artist, even though at some point he locked me in the car and my daddy had to come up here and threaten to beat his ass, I'm gonna take this opportunity. Okay.
That I experienced one of the most incredible albums, and I was a part of one of the most incredible albums to this day that has ever been done, and that was Last Train to Paris, and I was a part of Diddy Dirty Money. And that's how and so that made it worse, because then everybody was like, see, we told you. Right. She had this thing with Puff when whole time that was not the case.
They had no idea. The trials and tribulations.
Right. If I didn't know the story, I would actually think that
I don't know if she's gonna say what I said that she was gonna say inside of this interview. I don't know. But obviously, if you can't tell, she just put down Danity Kane to big up Dirty Money. So even if we can't find the exact interview with what I said that she said, or even if she said like a playoff of what I said, either way, you still get the impression that she viewed that album very highly. But I promise you, I feel like she was asked if she would ever return to the group. She said yes. Maybe that was with DJ Richie Scott. I don't know.
You and Puffy had a side deal or back.
No, I wish that would be so financially great for me.
You're explaining and laying it all out.
Yeah.
Lets everyone know that.
No one ever knew it either. Yeah, no one ever knew it. And so then I went from having a man that was a boss, my boss, someone that had layers separated from him, to living in his home and seeing him as a father, and he being my group member. So like, understand that.
Okay, seeing him as a father now, that ain't what you said in that paperwork. That is not what you said in that paperwork. You seeing him as a pop. He ain't see you as old daughter. He damn not smacking your butt. He damn sure ain't see you as no daughter.
And dynamics. You went by $800 million boss that you couldn't, it was so unattainable. Like it was like he controlled you as a puppet level to like you vocally training him. Like in the studio with him, I'm vocally producing him because he's a singer. He's never been a singer. So and he wants to sing.
Y'all are. He's your counterpart now,
like an equal. Like and he's asking me to help him vocalize these records, right? So that became like wild to me, like and not just going to a studio and living in his home and recording in his home, being around his family, his mother. Like it just was. That was mind-boggling to me. Yeah, and then being in the studio and just Busta Rhymes, Drake, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Kanye. Pharrell just walking on through, hanging out with us, drinking.
Are y'all starting to see why I call bullshit? Because if we go back to the news that came out, don't woe is me now when not even 6 years ago, you were sitting here telling this story like that was the best experience you ever had in your life. Meanwhile, you walking through the hallways of his home and seeing bitches get beat up, seeing bitches in cages. But you telling this story like that, wow, it was so mind-boggling. Like we just had so much fun. That's the best album I ever did. It was ahead of the years. And then now all of a sudden, woe was me. That was actually a horrible time in my life. And yeah, I knew this was going on and I knew he was a monster. Girl, get the out of here.
Like everybody just like,
was the group and the music and the concepts too progressive?
Yeah, people slept. And here's the thing, right? I will say this to the end. I would have stayed in Danity Kane because I always wanted to be a part of a group, and I would have stayed in Dirty Money. Puff Dick.
What'd she say right there?
Would have stayed in Dirty Money. Puff.
What'd she say right there?
I will say this to the end. I would have stayed in Danity Kane. Because I always wanted to be a part of a group, and I would have stayed in Dirty Money.
What'd she say right there?
Would have stayed in Dirty Money. Would have stayed in Dirty Money. Would have stayed in Dirty Money.
Okay, where we at? 47-37. Okay. So you would have stayed in Dirty Money. Okay. Where was we at? I need to. Okay, 4737, and let's go back to what she said. Okay, she would have stayed in Dirty Money. Okay. Let's go back to the interview. So, a year later, Dawn was present when Diddy was first introduced to Caddy invading her space in 2009. At some point, Dawn says she and others, including her Diddy Dirty Money bandmate Kalina Harper, showed their support to Cassie and advised her to leave Diddy, who found out about the conversation and threatened, "Y'all bees don't get in my relationship. Don't tell my bee what she need to be doing. Just make my money and shut the F up. I end artists, I shelve careers. You could be missing. You bees want to die today." This the group that you would have stayed in, Dawn? Is this the motherfucking group that you would have stayed in, Dawn? See, y'all can let these bitches play in y'all. And when I say bitches, I'm not miss me with the I hate women. I do, and men, and ignorant, but I hate anybody that's ignorant. Anybody that ain't got a motherfucking brain. Okay, when I say bitches, I'm not calling her a bitch. But if I wanted to, what you gonna do about it? You gonna beat my ass because you can't? I'm just saying, bitch, y'all let these motherfuckers, y'all let these people sit and play in y'all face and manipulate y'all and tell a whole new story. Like there's not data and receipts online. I would have stayed in Dirty Money. I would have stayed in Danity Kane. Yet here we are, and you're talking about how he was telling you to shut the F up because he an artist and he shelved careers and he threatening to kill you. So again, let's go on. Meanwhile, Dawn says she too became a victim of Diddy's abuse, forcing her to rehearse 48 hours at a time without sleep. Oh, was that when you was at his house having the time of your life? You had Prince and J. Cole and Drake and all of these celebrities walking through, and you staying there with the family and da-da-da. Like, you was this around that same time when you was at his house? Huh, okay. Dawn says as a result, she says she dropped a lot of weight and became dehydrated and fatigued while suffering awful rashes. She says one time Diddy demanded she come to his Miami home where he was only wearing underwear. Diddy's treatment of Richard got worse, she says, between 2009 and 2011. During the years of Diddy Dirty Money. Got it. Diddy, she says, also locked her in a car with heavily tinted windows for 2 hours as she screamed for help, even calling her dad for help. Mind you, this was all between 2009 and 2011. Okay, so let's go back, because what we're not going to do is this. What did I say we was
drinking? Like everybody just like,
was the group, and
I will say this to the end. I would have always stayed. I would have stayed in Danity Kane because I always wanted to be a part of a group, and I would have stayed in Dirty Money.
Because mind you, it's 2019 that she did this interview. So check the date. This is 2019 when she did this interview. Now in 2024, you saying that during that whole time that you was in Diddy Dirty Money, he was beating up Cassie, had beat up Kim Porter, had you locked in a car to the point where your daddy had to come. He was threatening to kill y'all. But in 2019, you take your black ass to a motherfucking interview and you sit down and say, I would have never left the group. And I'm going to say this to the end of my life. I would have never left the group. I would have never left Danity Kane. I would have never left Diddy Dirty Money. But I thought he was threatening you, sis. I thought he was sexually abusing you, sis. I thought he was threatening to kill you, sis. I thought he had you locked away in a motherfucking car to the point where your daddy had to come and try to threaten him back, sis. At what point did that start mattering? At what point did your black life start to matter? Oh, when it became profitable. Oh, when the whole Cassie stuff came out. Oh, when the money started drying up, and now, oh, I feel comfortable all of a sudden to speak up and have a story. That's what I'm talking about. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. And people be too gullible, just believing any and everything and not seeing through the bullshit. I'm sorry. Because even if I was to go with the story of, oh, well, she was just trying to protect her career, protecting your career is one thing. That's just you silent. You start to put 20 on 10 where now you doing interviews praising motherfuckers. Saying silent about one thing just means to shut the fuck up and not say anything at all. But now you're going out of your way to do an interview where you are literally saying out of your mouth, that was the best group I ever been in. Oh my God, when I was around him, he was so amazing. Who's making you do that? Who's making you do? I'm sure keeping the secret will be enough to help your career. But now you're doing 20 on 10. You going the extra mile to protect the monster. Miss me with the motherfucking bullshit. Y'all can get the fuck out my face. Y'all can get the fuck out my face with that. I bet not section defending this type of shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And it's always going to be one slow motherfucker in the back that's going to be like, well, you can still have a good time and still be sexually assaulted. God. Because then that brings me back to my original question. How bad was it? How bad was it? Because if somebody just looked at you and breathed the wrong way, don't come back 10 years later, now that you see that it's profitable, or now that you see that the money's brought up, or now that you see that somebody going to listen and then to take the story to new heights and you can look like a hero. Don't come back now, 10 years later, and then say that they tried to R-word you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You trying to be cute and creative in the morning. Don't do that. Because that's what it's given. You had some of your life, and I'm sure Dawn saw some things, and I'm sure she was quiet about some things, but she benefited. Like I said, staying quiet is one thing. Going around doing interviews, and then you're saying out your own mouth, this ain't got nothing to do with Diddy. This is Dawn's story. She's long removed from Diddy at this point. The group broke up in 2011. So at this point, it's 2019, 8 years later, where she has no ties to Diddy anymore. Obviously, she's not going to get on the platform and be like, yeah, he killed Kim Porter. But now there's no incentive. What incentive is there to suck Diddy's dick still? When there's been 8 years of you seeing that he clearly don't give a F about you because he shelved you away once again and made you fend for yourself, and you've been independent the last 8 years. So that's my point. 8 years removed from Diddy, obviously you're not going to kick his back in. But the fact that you were sitting here at this table and you damn near sucking the motherfucker's dick is very telling. It's very telling. Especially when you consider the story that you now trying to tell in 2024. Get the fuck out of my face with this.
Puff dictated my career twice and shut it down twice. Wow. And it was this.
And yet she's praising. Got it.
Saddest thing, because I think with Dirty Money, he let it.
And you know what's crazy too? The fact that y'all will sit and be like, but they were scared. They were. If somebody is bold enough to kill you for coming out and saying that you beat their ass, don't you think that person is just as crazy and liable to come out and kill you anyways, just for speaking anything bad on them? Like, what's the levels in bad that we dealing with? Because I'm sorry, somebody that's ruining a career is just as bad as somebody that's ruining faces. It's the same thing. You're still a monster. Maybe a different type, maybe a different color of monster, but it's the same thing. If you're ruining somebody's multi-million-dollar career, that's the same thing as ruining somebody's multi-million-dollar face. One is physical violence and physical abuse, and the other is mental warfare, psychological warfare. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. So why is it that you're so comfortable to say, oh, this man ruined my career, but you're not comfortable enough to say, oh, he was over there fucking up Cassie. He was over there fucking up Kim Porter. Probably got something to do with her death. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I was too scared to speak up for Cassie. I just didn't feel comfortable, but you felt comfortable when it came time to placing yourself as a victim. Because you probably thought, oh, the woe is me, you know, because America loves a underdog, loves a victim. That woe is me, that protect black women crowd. Somebody gonna see this and be like, oh my gosh, she really been through enough with Diddy. She went through a lot with the industry. She's so talented. Let me give her an opportunity, right? Because why else are we saying that? Again, nothing, like, the more that Dawn is talking in this old ass interview, nothing about it is making me respect her more, knowing that she knew what all was going on in the background. And that's even if she even knew it. Because if she knew it and didn't say nothing, she still looks dumb. And if she didn't know it, but is now saying something like she did know it, you still looked up. Like,
it go because he was devastated that he just knew it was gonna go, and when it didn't, he let it go. He quit it.
Right.
He was hurt because he put so much money, and I'm so mad at him for doing that because I felt like if he would have just stayed the course, man, because everybody stole like like right now, Dirty Money would be so next level and so on point. And I'm so mad at him for giving up. I'm mad at him. He don't like to fail, and I'm.
Read between the lines right now, as in 2019 when she wrote this. Right now, if Dirty Money was still around, we would be so next level. We'd be taking over shit. Like, even if she does not come out within this specific interview and says, I want to reboot Dirty Money, how many other ways does she have to say it? She's already said, I'm going to stand on this. I'm going to stand on business to the end of time. We never should have broke up. This is how legendary the group was. Now, today in 2019, we would still be amazing. Like, how many other ways does she need to say she regrets that the group broke up and she would still join it today? Do you see how contradictory that is to the statements released today in 2024? I'm going to play it a little bit more and then we just going to leave because y'all get the point by this point.
Mad at him for not sticking the course on that because I think we were incredible.
You know, but with the people that have those type of brilliant ideas, sometimes they get real salty.
Yeah,
if it doesn't blast off immediately because you know the greatness that it has.
He had spent money and it was great, and again
he probably got pissed with the public for not understanding.
For me because I went from sewing forever.
Now let's look at this right here. I was literally just thinking about how Aubrey's snappy attitude would not have worked if she was a black woman. Obviously, it got her kicked out the group eventually, but Diddy put up with it way longer than he would have if she was a black woman. And this is my point right here. This is why everybody keeps trying to shift the narrative to Aubrey, because that's what people going to do. They're going to focus on the race politics of it. Is Diddy or is Diddy not a monster? Yes, Aubrey is mouthy. A lot of women are fucking mouthy, regardless of race. And that's not to say that if it was a black woman, okay, we're not talking about that though. But that's what the conversation was, which is why I kept saying, notice what she's doing. Notice what she's doing. The entire time, this is what Dawn was trying to say, which is why I don't buy the whole, Aubrey, Dawn was standing in solidarity with Aubrey and she was trying to support her. No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. Because this is how she felt. Dawn should go to TED Talk and talk about how hard it is to make it as a dark-skinned female. No, what Dawn should have did was come out and publicly state, this is what's going on with Cassie in the background. This is what's going on with Kim Porter in the background. This is what this dark-skinned male did to me as a dark-skinned woman. That's what the conversation should have been. Not the woe is me stories. Because the actual what was me story that was going on is not mentioned. It wasn't given a fuck about until 2024. Let me, I'm done. I'm done before I get pissed off. Before I fucking get pissed. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. This is exactly the shit that I be talking about when I focus on what people are saying. Stop believing everything that comes across your phone, across your dashboard. Think for yourself, have your own mind. Because I can type in Dawn Richard right now, and I bet you it'll be everybody that's trying to victimize her. And oh my God, what was Dawn? And let's see. Diddy's Dawn Richard sues Diddy for shocking allegations. Dawn sues Diddy, witness everything he did to Cassie. Dawn is suing Diddy, shocking claims. Dawn sues Diddy and shock. They all saying the same shit. They all saying the same shit. Let's see what Twitter is saying. Because we just going to completely jump over that. I'll always be here for the victims getting their lick back against Diddy. And Dawn knows that. That's why she's trying to now suddenly victimize herself. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And then you know what else happens when you start making sense, when you start asking logical questions, then the narrative shifts to, well, when you're abused, you have an abusive mentality, and then you always run back to your abuse. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Okay? Shut up. Please. Please. I can't even tell y'all how much abuse I've been through in my life as somebody who was a child of abuse. Like, come on now. Y'all be playing in people's face. So trust me, I know how to be sympathetic to a motherfucker going through all the stuff I've been through at the hands of others. Aubrey been on the Diddy is a monster train for years, and none of the Diddy Kane members backed her up. Now all of a sudden, Dawn is suing Diddy. If memory serves me correctly, she said there was one other DK member that didn't sign that NDA new last year. Maybe it was Dawn. Yeah, she didn't name the person because she wasn't sure, but she must have been the other person. Dawn has always stood by her. No, she hasn't. I don't ever recall her backing up Aubrey's claims, but I do remember her giving wishes to Cassie last year. I hope she heals from the roller coaster. Let's be real. Aubrey almost comes off like an attention seeker because she could sue if she wanted to, but she keep bandwagging on everyone else's trauma like if they asked her to be a cheerleader. She was speaking out before the lawsuits even hit. She wasn't bandwagoning nothing. Exactly. I knew Aubrey was covering for the girls in that interview where Aubrey said Diddy didn't like her because she refused to do sexual things. That's okay. And then again, even if that would, like, let's assume, because I'm not here to say that Diddy never made sexual. Diddy's a fucking monster. Throw him in jail. Okay, cool, whatever. And of course, obviously, if Diddy giving it up like that, like he's a freak. He freak with no boundaries. That very much is clear. So I'm sure a lot of inappropriate stuff happened that could make somebody feel very uncomfortable. I'm not negating none of that. What I'm negating is this story that we now want to tell in 2024 to pull on the heartstrings of Americans, and specifically black women, and specifically dark-skinned black women. That's what we're not doing. That's what we're not doing. Don't try and pander to us now and pull on my motherfucking heartstrings because you have a story to tell, or more so a story to sell. Don't do that. Trying to wake up and be cute and creative in the morning. Do not do that. Because you had 15 motherfucking years to say something, but you didn't because you was over there gleefully profiting. In 2019, you was 8 years removed from this motherfucker, and you was still in the interviews protecting and sucking at the dick because you wanted to appeal to whoever would watch that interview and look at you and be like, oh my God, Aubrey, Dawn has gone through so much in the industry. She's so talented. Let's throw her a bone. Let's throw her an opportunity. You wasn't afraid to say that Diddy fucked up your career, but yet you scared to say that he fucked up somebody's face? Y'all not going to bully me into, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, let me put Jersey away. Let me put Jersey away, son. Jersey, listen, I be saying Scott Santana, aka cha-cha-cha-chi, but Jersey really be coming out in these videos. Listen, because Jersey is my masculine side. That's when I get mad. That's when I get mad. Okay, and the accent comes out. I get mad. But I'm done. I'm done. Y'all not about to piss me off anymore. I got other videos to do. I thought this was gonna be 5 minutes, and chat, it turned into 5 hours. I got shit to do. Make sure that y'all go to patreon.com/ScottSantana to subscribe for more extended. I just dropped the watch along party for Basketball Wives and Jocelyn's cabinet. Okay, Chanelica Benincourt's cabinet. And yeah, I'll see y'all on the next one. And go support the pod on Apple and Spotify. Bye, hoes.
Tell you every time I start on the bed, none of these bitches is touching you. She's a dumb titties.